Alright guys, TacticalRab back again today. Hope you're all doing well and enjoying your day so far. Welcome back to VALORANT News. Some interesting talking points today with 100 Thieves saying after they won the most recent Red Bull Homegrounds tournament, they are currently the best team in North America. But FNS believes that they're kind of frustrated, the 100 Thieves guys, and annoyed that they aren't usually in that conversation and going to look to prove people wrong this year. Very much enjoyed your thoughts in the comment section below. Hit the like button if you enjoy. Subscribe if you're new as always. I would greatly appreciate it. First of all, a big update on the broadcast for next season. They confirmed actually League of Legends esports yesterday what's going to happen to their arena that was, I believe, called the LCS Arena. That's now going to be renamed the Riot Games Arena. And these are basically the updates from the League of Legends side as to what is going to be different with the VCT Americas coming in to the same arena where the LCS usually runs. So they're shifting the broadcast days for the LCS to make way for Valorant also taking place at the same venue. So pretty interesting stuff. Now, what this means is that for the regular stage, so this is once the season begins, the kickoff event in Sao Paulo is done, they get back there to their respective regions, and they're cracking on with the qualification matches. This is the schedule. So the Americas play on Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, starting at 12 PM Pacific. EMEA plays at Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then Pacific is the same time zone as the Americas, or not the same time zone, but the same kind of date as the Americas. So this means that during the regular stage, there will always be matches on Sundays, apart from Tuesday. Pretty crazy stuff. Like also Saturday, Sunday, Monday is an interesting kind of 3-day period, just because usually if you're going to do it on a weekend, you'd go Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but that's the way they're going to do it. Fair enough. So that's what the Americas are up to, and the other regions as well in terms of the schedule for the upcoming year. Kind of surprising, but still there's going to be a lot of Valorant going on LAN, thankfully, as well. This is the big thing to me, is that thankfully this season, these matches will actually get played in person on LAN in front of a crowd, potentially, whether they want to do that or not, rather than everything being online, which creates so many, concerns and inconsistencies over the last season or so. Also, speaking of Valorant here, I thought it was kind of crazy. The esports charts come out and say that the Valorant Champions Tour was basically the #1 series last season. 252 million hours watched. Kind of crazy stuff. Obviously helped by the watch parties, but nonetheless cool to see. Now, let's talk about this whole FNS. Firstly, the Marved thing, but also what's going on with FNS and NRG versus 100 Thieves and the other teams in North America. FNS says yesterday, I miss you, Marved. Finally, bro. So, I do wonder what's going to happen with the future here. We saw that Sub Rosa is taking a break, and we've heard rumors how long he's going to take a break for. We don't necessarily know precisely what Marv's plan is, when he plans to return, what he's exactly thinking there, because of course, FNS gets on very well with SOM, but there is some questions if this NRG team doesn't deliver the success that they're expected to, because they are the OpTic core, really, minus Ye plus Ardes. No Marv, though, they've got SOM there instead. If they don't deliver anywhere near the results that they did when they were the OpTic core, then questions will be raised, because they're meant to be one of the best, if not the best team in North America, and FNS agrees with this and believes that is the case. That's where they are considered. Up there with, Cloud9 is the other team in conversation, and of course Sentinels, you've got to say, from the North American teams. But now 100 Thieves are well in that discussion, if not #1 in that discussion, given what we'll see here in a second. So I just do wonder if NRG doesn't deliver, whether at some point they say, look, Marv, please come back and save us here. But look, he does get on well with SOM, so we'll see how well this lasts, if the team either delivers or doesn't deliver. Of course, usually winning is, if you win, there's absolutely no issues. If you start to lose, then cracks can potentially start to form. And also in Will Minder's kind of, voting thing here, he comes up with coming in 3rd place for the MVP of NA is Marved, right? So yeah, kind of interesting to think about that after being, from a lot of people's perspective, at least the #2 most impactful player on OpTic, if not the most impactful player at times, and one of the most in the entire North American region, not even playing, as we understand, for the upcoming season, and who knows when he will be returning. Now, as I say, the other side of this is how do NRG fare up against 100 Thieves? 100T and Cloud9, the only teams we've really seen so far from North America actually play. They went to the Red Bull Homegrounds tournament. We heard rumors the other day from Crow they're going to also play in the Ludwig and Tarek Invitational, and Sentinels may play in that, they may not. Cloud9, of course, a brand new team. They were trying to put things together here. They got destroyed by 100 Thieves in this series, and 100T practically just dominated this one. Makes a lot of sense. They have a 4-man core, and Crow is just fitting there like a glove. Makes perfect sense, the roster they've built. Cloud9, they've got some problems, they've got some issues to solve, but they should be able to do exactly that. So some thoughts here, firstly from FNS during this grand final series, on saying that the 100 Thieves guys have been annoyed that they're not in the conversation with the other guys. He reckons that the teams that people think will be good are Cloud9, NRG. He doesn't even mention Sentinels, but you've got to consider them as well, and 100 Thieves have kind of been the outliers, and he reckons that they're annoyed by that and want to prove people wrong. that might be true. But after this series concluded, they probably did prove a fair few people wrong. And also, Asuna goes on to say that, you know what, given all the circumstances here, he reckons that actually they're the best team in at least North America right now, because the other teams that they could be competitive with haven't actually started even practicing yet.
Dude, Bang is insane, huh?
He is very good. He is very good. For me, most improved this year. This guy. I've said it so many times.
Why, was he really bad before?
He wasn't really bad, but he was like decent, and then he became very good in a very short period of time. And he's young as
That is true.
Yeah, Bang and Asuna is like, Bang Asuna Cryo is actually a godly core now.
This honestly makes me want to make a
I think it annoys them. I think it annoys them that like in the top NA teams they're not mentioned. Like it's us mentioned and C9 mentioned, you know?
Yeah.
And then 100 Thieves are always left third.
They're playing with like a little chip on their shoulder.
Yeah, yep. I think they're gonna do it all year.
Yeah, Bang.
Before we win,
No wait, that actually is the last tournament of the year. Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
We end as like the #1 team in NA, no?
No, because the other teams haven't even like made their like.
No, like right now, if we played NRG right now, do you think we would win? Yeah.
Thank you, bro.
Probably. They haven't practiced. They have a new team.
Well, yeah,
right now,
that's
if we played
unfair though. No one's gonna care if you're better than the unpracticed other NA teams.
Well, that's not my fault. They're not practicing.
Yeah.
Yo, this guy just threw the go flag.
So is Asuna right there to say that 100T right now are the best team in NA? I mean, I think based on the teams that I've played, it's got to be true. We don't know what EG are like. They're probably not exactly spectacular. Obviously, Cloud9, 100T is significantly better than as it stands. And then the other two opportunities are Sentinels and NRG. And both of those teams probably haven't been practicing much yet. Sentinels, I don't believe they're really getting into scrims until maybe after Christmas. I don't exactly know. They're kind of chilling for now. Makes sense, but I don't know. 100 Thieves to me feel like they're getting a head start on their competition based on you know, how well they've played together so far and what the future might be. So I think the fact that NRG probably haven't really got into the swing of things, neither have Sentinels, probably means 100T are the team to beat right now. Now, of course, over time, given a couple of months of practice to Sentinels, a couple of months of practice to NRG, are 100 Thieves still the best team? I don't know, but they're certainly way more in the conversation now than they were before, and I think totally deservedly so. And I think they have been in the conversation to a certain extent for a little bit of time. I mean, after their performance at the LCQ, yes, they didn't have a great run at the World Championship, but all things considered, right, like they actually qualified for the World Championship that are unbelievably competitive LCQ in North America, went to Champs, did pretty well in their group, didn't get through in the ends, but nonetheless, it was a pretty impressive performance there, given it was a lot of these guys, their first time on a big stage. Like, I feel like they've been in that conversation as being one of the best in NA for some time, and now OpTic have disappeared, it now becomes a 100 Thieves conversation, which I think is quite exciting. Now, just wanted to mention this as well, we can actually see FNS at the top here, but on the bottom right hand side we can see Stewie2K's team playing with Thieves, formerly of V1. So I don't believe at this point version 1 are coming back into Valorant. They had a great run, they had some great players, and they've let those players go, sold them to various organizations, you know, Xander and, you know, Whippy and Penny, and these guys have gone their separate ways, and Thieves as well was kind of the last man remaining. Now, he might be playing with Stewie2K's team. Like, Stewie2K's team has been a bit of a mess. They've had Brax in there, they probably still have Brax, they've got Wardell, like they had Zoms, he then went. We thought maybe there was going to be a replacement there, potentially. Who knows what they're going to do. Even Rossi was spotted playing with them. I think Exalt as well was in the conversation there. So I don't know exactly what they're thinking, but it's possible they're trialing certain players, and Effie's formerly a V1 might be, well, technically still currently a V1. I'm pretty sure he's still on their list on VLR. But yeah, I think that might be a possibility as well. But they need to sort things out quite quickly as well, just because it's only a few weeks now where the qualifiers begin in early January. So they've got to find a good team soon. They've been messing around with their rosters for a long time, this 2TK roster, and haven't got anything set in stone yet. And just to close out the video with this from Zelsis, now all the Cloud9 guys, or pretty much all the Cloud9 guys, Zelsis, their coach, I believe, Cupid, and also I think it was Vanity, tweeted this out at the same time. So, you know, what do you guys think about this? I don't know if they've really put it together this is a kind of a laugh, but it's not like exactly terribly wrong, right? I mean, if we look down here in the D tier, we've got Harbour, he's not particularly relevant. Phoenix is still here, but the way they've put this together is basically, I mean, look, Chamber's now in the B tier, pretty interesting to think about. Brimstone in the B tier, like, okay, I think this is, like, not too bad, to be honest. And KO and Killjoy and Cypher now really getting their moment in the sun after the latest changes. But the S tier agent, the only one they have is Jet, which is interesting to think about, that Jet was obviously up there at some point. Now she's used an awful lot again, now that Chamber's kind of no longer the way to go for the operator. Jet is now fully back in business, despite the changes and the nerfs that she had a few months ago. So maybe this is valid, maybe it is not, but it's just interesting that we will see a lot of different compositions, I'm sure, for this upcoming season. With Chamber gone, it makes things rather spicy indeed. But very much enjoyed your thoughts in the comment section below. Hit the like button if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new, take care, and I'll see you next time.